Hello video watchers, my name is Joe and I love Pokemon and I also love Ouran High School Host Club. So I thought, why not smash them together and give our favorite hosts their very own Pokemon teams. First off, we have our lovely natural main character Haruhi. Haruhi has Lucario, Marill, Cubone, Castform, Noctowl, and Eevee. I gave her Lucario because of how she is able to see people, like how Lucario can sense people's natural aura. Marill I like to think she picked up for practical purposes. Water types tend to be handy in everyday life. Cubone because her mom is dead. Castform to help her predict the weather or even change it to avoid thunderstorms. Noctowl, I think, found her studying one night as a hoot and hung out. She didn't really realize how big it would get until it did, and she just deals with it. And Eevee. I thought about giving her Sylveon for obvious reasons, but I think Eevee matches better with where her story ended up in the anime. Lots of promise and compassion, endless opportunities, nobody knows exactly what path she's gonna take. Next up we have Hikaru and Kaoru. Hikaru has a Plusle, Impidimp, and Zorua. Plusle for the twin aesthetic, and the other two because they're tricky little guys who like to play games. Kaoru has Minun to match Hikaru, and an Impidimp because he's also a tricky little guy. His last Pokemon is Pumpkaboo in reference to his Cinderella story theory near the end of the anime. That's about it for them. I feel like it's pretty straightforward. Next we have Honey. Honey only has 3 Pokemon, Beware, Baniri, and Alcremie. I feel like all of them are pretty self-explanatory for Honey, but I wanted to mention that I feel like Honey also has an army of Stuffle that hang out with him whenever they can. And here we have Mori. Mori has Drampa, Gardevoir, and Mabostiff. All sort of guarding type of guys. I feel like Mori didn't actually catch any of his Pokemon. They sought him out due to his protective energy, and he was just like, oh, okay. Kyoyo is super difficult to draw. He has these super cool guys, Alakazam, Shiny Metagross, for both of which he has the Mega Stones, Persian, and Rotom, and then he's got these 2 random cuties, Audino and Morpeko. I picked Morpeko for Kyoya simply because I think it matches his personality. He can be a little two-faced and grumpy, but is still generally a good person. Audino, on the other hand, came from his family, whose industry is hospitals. I imagine that all the Otoris have an Audino. And last but certainly not least is the king, Tamaki. I gave Tamaki Milotic, Furfrou, Roserade, Growlithe, and Morlul. Most of his Pokemon I think are pretty self-explanatory, especially Milotic. So you're dripping with good looks. He went out and obtained Milotic, Roserade, and Growlithe himself, but Furfrou was a gift from his mom, and Morlul found him growing mushrooms in other people's closets. That's all I got for now. Do you guys agree with my choices? I spent way too long thinking about this, so let me know if you have other ideas in the comments, because I would love to know. Or just tell me who your favorite Pokemon is. I love that every Pokemon is someone's favorite. See you next time!